Stacy Rothgeb, MBA student for the University of Denver. This morning I attended a session, Tasty Tech, Converting Emissions into Useful Things. And really what this was is a discussion of carbon to products. And so it's the idea that we're harvesting these byproducts of combustion or other fuels. So it's carbon, it's methane, it's butane, it's these, and somewhere 95% of these make up 95% of the byproducts that are leading to global warming. So the idea is being able to harvest these gases and turn them into new products. They talked about clothing, they talked about food stock for animal stock, so like feed stock, and they also talked about converting it into proteins that it can be consumed by humans, so to help with our food sources. This was great. I love this session because it's kind of outside of what I do. It was a very interesting fact about it is it was very biology and chemistry based. As an engineer, I'm very much more on the physics side of life. I would honestly be able to say I might not have been able to follow the conversation if I hadn't been helping my daughter study for her AP biology course all year. A lot of terminology came in that I'm recently refreshed to. So what did I learn? What were they talking about? A key phrase that I'm going to put this on a board somewhere and remind us is that carbon is not the enemy, carbon is the opportunity. And it fills my soul to hear them talk about that really what we're talking about is a circular economy, that circularity, that carbon is something that's part of our world. It was here before us, it'll be here after we're gone. So it's more that instead of viewing it as a waste product, we need to look at it from that circular review point and see how things move. There was a lot of really sciencey discussion about how they are converting to these gases into products and how they're harvesting the gases. And I loved there was conversation around that process. It's a kilned process usually. And so high heat levels. So for me, I could get into that, or I could understand how they're talking about changing the process of these conversions to be enablers of our renewable energy future. So looking at electrification of those processes, reinventing them so that they don't require such high heat levels. This is stuff Enrol's working on, so I knew a little bit about that. And another thing that was said that, as having a child that's very much into biology, they said that the last century was very much about thermal chemistry. So it was a lot about our understanding those physical processes around energy and about batteries. And the next century is going to be about biology. So it's like we've figured out these processes. Yes, we still need to refine them, but there is so much yet to be learned about how we break down on a microbiology level, which I also liked because they talked about how no one's protecting the microbiome. So it's like free for all that you can do whatever you want with them. Well, there is a lot of concern about biology, like animals and plants and how we're, any kind of genetic manipulation. But when you're going down to that compound level, that there's still so much opportunity to do more and be more efficient and effective and utilize those resources that are already available on our planet. And then the conversation ended up, as I said, this was so fun just because it was outside of my realm. And so one of the panelists, I didn't really talk about him specifically, was a PhD chemist. She was fabulous to listen to, did an amazing, I'm not a chemist, a biologist, did an amazing job of talking about biology so everyone could understand it. So I really enjoyed that. I wish I had recorded it. I hope I can find a recording. But one of the things that, and she also is a co-founder of a company that's changing carbon into clothing and working with big names like Lululemon and others to do this work. And what I liked hearing her say too was that it's about affordability and accessibility. So she had the little black dress that she held up as her example, which is $70 on Amazon. And it's a polyester, but it's completely made, or 30% of it was carbon gas that they had harvested to remake this product, which is super fun. The conversation ended up, which I like too, is about how to get to that societal acceptance. And it was really fun to listen to these scientists talk to. We had some people, because we're getting later in the week at South by, so we had people that were more on the metaverse and media and some of this industry in the room. It was someone actually from Amazon, I believe, that was very much asking data questions. But how do you get to that societal acceptance and build awareness? And we had this great ending conversation about marketing and storytelling to the next generation, because they're going to be our advocates, and how we make this just part of how they expect the world to be run, is that we have this circularity in all the things that we do. Great way to end the conference, to have such an inspirational talk. It reminds me why I'm here. So thank you so much.